Art Ekman along with David Bailey, and welcome to Gatorback Cycle Park in Gainesville, Florida.
47, are you in?
Defending champion in the 250 class, Jeff Emig, wearing all black, going Oakland Raider on us.
It looks cool, but that could get a little hot out there today. Bradshaw all in white, trying to keep cool.
Okay, we're set for moto number one. They're underway. Hole shot artist. It's Jeff Emig once again, the defending champion of the series from 1996. Number one has the hole shot and the lead. What a great acceleration by this young man.
Great way to start the new season with a number one plate, a hole shot.
Look who's right behind him, Jeremy McGrath, number two. All this sets the scene for a great first moto on the 1997 season.
We could have a replay of last year. These first two guys, the best. Look at Jeremy and Emig just laying it over off that jump.
Jeremy McGrath right behind, and look who's third. Doug Henry on the four-stroke. Our leader is Jeff Emig. This is the battle for third. Henry on the four-stroke. And Larry Ward, Honda of Troy, really putting the heat on Henry now.
I've never ridden a four-stroke, but I've been in Larry Ward's position, and right now I can tell you he needs earplugs. That thing's loud.
Pretty good roost, too, I'll bet.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power, and like I said before, everybody wants a lot of power, but if you can't use it, it doesn't do you any good. To get that power dialed in is going to be the real challenge for them.
Ward, bar to bar, has the advantage on the corner. Oh, he took the outside route. Now has the inside advantage. Henry coming right back. A great duel for third. The defending 250 champion, number one, Jeff Emig now. Starting to approach the lappers. This could be interesting on this track.
Well, it's interesting anywhere, really, because you're riding around with guys that you normally don't ride around with much, so you're not sure what they're going to do, if they're going to take the inside or the outside. I used to catch guys, and they're waving with their left hand. I don't know if that means I need to go by on the left or they're going to move over. It's always confusing. And for Emig right now, he's got a pretty good lead, so he shouldn't have to be too concerned about it.
Can Emig become the fifth rider to win Gatorback in both the 125 and 250 class? He's well on his way here in moto number one. Larry Ward in third. Here comes Larocco. Oh, good. Oh, Larocco almost went down, almost slipped out.
Faster they go up that hill, the better run they get at that double jump, and Ward just drifted a little too wide right there.
Ward looking back over his left shoulder. Larocco took him on the right side. I think he was looking back maybe at Bradshaw.
Well, I think he's had enough of Larocco breathing down his neck, and it's late in the race. This is when you start to get a little tired and a little cranky, too, when things aren't going just right. You just want this to be over with, and last thing you need is at the very end of the race, you don't want to fight people off, to have more of them keep coming, and now Bradshaw's there.
Been a while since we took a look at this guy, number two, Jeremy McGrath, who's running a lonely second place.
I think at this point he's just lost about a half a second or so a lap to Emig, and Emig was strong here last year, pushed Jeremy to the very end, and Jeremy's probably just thinking right now what he can do to make that second moto a little better.
I love the style of Bradshaw, the way he sits on the bike.
I've always liked it. I watched him ever since he was a mini bike rider. I know I've said that 100 times, but I just like watching him ride. He puts a lot of soul into it, and looks like he's got a better line there on the outside.
Damon Bradshaw going for the points right now. Moves into fourth place on Larry Ward.
Now these guys got a great battle. Looked like Hughes had made the pass. Button got him right back. Albertyn is right there. He's coming down to the wire, and you can pick up a couple of spots right here if you're Albertyn. If you do, looks like he's working his way to the inside of Hughes. A little bit better line right there. Takes it away. Now Button probably won't even realize that it's Albertyn back there now and not Hughes.
The checkers for Jeff Emig, and a great ride for this young man. Getting set, the gate drops. Moto 2 is underway. Jeff Emig, another great start. Emig with Henry right on his rear tire.
Henry's got a lot of horsepower in the top. That sand, that wide open section.
Whoa, look at Bradshaw, number 10, moving into second place. After a very good first moto, Damon Bradshaw is looking strong. McGrath with a slow start here in moto number 2.
Oh, I know that Bradshaw's so happy with that Manchester Honda ride. They don't put any pressure on him, and he'd love more than anything, even if he couldn't hold the lead the whole moto. I don't know what's going through his head, but I know he'd like to lead this thing for a little while at least.
Well, Bradshaw coming out of the amateur ranks with so much expectation and then so much success in the 125s, and the pressure just continued to build on the young man.
And he just smoked around the outside of that corner too. He's keeping the pressure on Jeff. Even if his line and from point A, B to C doesn't work out the fastest, he wants to show Jeff the wheel. Let him know he's there. Force Jeff to think a little bit before he goes inside or outside about what Damon might have planned.
Our leader is Jeff Emig, but the battle for third is on with Henry, Albertyn, and here comes Jeremy.
Jeremy's really picked off a lot of riders early, working his way to the front quick. He's got his teammate to get around first. And that odd sounding bike of Henry's.
I have a feeling we're going to have to get used to that. Oh, Albertyn having a rough time of it. Here comes Jeremy McGrath. Looks back at his teammate as he passes him into fourth.
Well, Albertyn had a kind of an odd line. Looked like he went in and meant to take the inside, messed up the berm and went wide, and then that line shot him back to the inside and came together. So Jeremy was looking at him like, where are you going?
Inside cut, Jeremy McGrath against his former teammate Doug Henry. Back and forth, side to side.
Look at Jeremy work inside, outside, over and over. Did such a good job. I mean, it would have been so easy for Jeremy to drift a little bit wide and not mean to, but fall right into Henry's line on that jump. So you're in the air so long, you come together, and Jeremy did a great job. He's polite, in fact, to hold it that tight and stay out of his way.
Jeremy McGrath, as we see Wyatt Seals, his mechanic, looking on, putting the crunch on Damon Bradshaw for second place. Jeremy McGrath has just taken over second place. Can he catch Jeff Emig? I think he's got time, especially at the rate of speed he's traveling on this track.
Albertyn's been using that inside off that ski jump there the whole time, making a little bit of ground, and worked for him there.
What a move by Albertyn now. Nice clean pass on Bradshaw. Albertyn, number 8. Oh, and Albertyn kisses the dirt.
Well, that's a slippery, tough section right there. I talked about that earlier when Larocco was trying to make a pass. Front end got away from him, and then you got into some of those ruts, and down he went.
Jeremy looking brilliant right now. Emig, though, has not cracked.
Emig has been tough, and
oh no, Jeremy slipped out on that slick area.
oh, his back tire went just over the berm, and as he gassed it, watch his back tires. Not in the rut just yet. He got on the gas a little early. That's what happens when you're pushing yourself. That's why Jeremy was making up so much time. He was taking those little bitty chances and getting away with it. Well, now Emig's got everything dialed in, and with 2 moto wins, he's going to pick up 6 points and the overall.
Jeff Emig, the checkered flag, and the overall victory.
You beat McGrath straight up in both modes. Does that add anything to the win, or are you just out there with 39 other guys?
Well, I'm sure it adds something. I don't really, I'm not really trying to focus on one guy. I'm just focusing on what I have to do, and what I think about all week happened today. I got off the gate just perfect both times. I was just all by myself, and that's the way I like it. Easiest way to win.
Welcome back to the Hangtown Classic. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Marty Reed as we get set for the 250 Moto number 1. After a very exciting 125 couple of motos, it's the big engines right now. Jeremy McGrath cooling himself down as the temperature starts to rise later in the day. Jeff Emig last year taking the number 1 plate away from McGrath. We're ready to go for moto number 1, and they're off. There's Jeremy in the middle, but Jeremy doesn't have the greatest start. It's Jeff Emig the whole shot.
Jeff just got a great jump out of there, and he's got Doug Henry on that 4-stroke right behind him. And look at the lead Emig's got already. Well, you can see what a jam it is in some of these corners.
Oh, Phil Lawrence, the first victim here in the 250s. Lawrence, former Privateer of the Year winner, back in the race now as we take a look at the challenge that Doug Henry's putting on the leader, Jeff Emig. It's obvious that this 4-stroke has the power to compete with the 2 strokes.
definitely got the power. It's just a matter of where that power comes on and the weight of the bike. It takes a little bit more energy to ride that around, and Doug's up for the challenge, and definitely it's going to be good for starts. You see the smoke pouring out of that thing. That's, I guess, normal. Look how far Emig flies off that jump.
My goodness.
The jump clear down into that corner past some of those braking bumps, and just in one of the corners before that section there, he tucked right around the inside and missed all those berms full of those holes that were starting to develop.
Here comes Larry Ward, number 6, trying to challenge Doug Henry right now. Buddy Anthonez is at the start of a 6-way freight train for 4th place. Jeremy McGrath is the caboose on this freight train. There's John Dowd, number 14, David.
He's looking good. He had a good second moto at Gainesville. Albertyn working inside and outside. If he can get around Anthonez, maybe it'll take these rest of these guys a while. That'll give him some breathing room before they get caught back up to him if they can.
Anthonez, the Arena Cross champion this year, is just good enough to use the line that everybody wants. Here comes Albertyn, number 8, Team Suzuki.
Still trying different lines. Gets around him on the outside. There wasn't a lot of room there, but he made it work.
Yeah, that was a good close call. Albertyn now moving into 4th, with Dowd taking a little bobble there, getting caught in the rut. Anthonez still holding on. Oh, there goes Ezra Lusk. Did you see the flag guy get out of the way? Ezra Lusk in the middle of that pack went flying. Ezra Lusk, he's calling it a day right now, at least for the first moto.
His front brake lever's bent. The clutch lever's broken, it looks like. The bars are bent. I don't know how he's feeling, but it makes sense. Go back, repair it, regroup, come out and put together a strong second moto. Dowd continue to work his way up.
Dowd getting around Anthonez. Anthonez 4th in the 125 Nationals last year. Looks like he's starting to fade, though. We were mentioning that Hughes had fast practice times. He was a 2:01. Henry, a 2:02, was right there with the other 2 strokes, the other fast ones. Inside move, Larry Ward, a little bar bang in there.
The only way to get around, you got to get to these tight sections and get in there and throw an elbow and move the guy out of the way. I think Larry really feels good right now. He wants to move around and stay in contact with the leaders, at least have a chance for it. I don't think he thought he could do that if he stayed behind Henry much longer. So good aggressive move early. With his desire, I think it was just a matter of time before he started finding his way onto the podium and winning some. But I think the mistake, or maybe it was just the expectations and the pressure that he put on himself to come over here and do well right off the bat.
Whoa! Number 9, Ryan Hughes, showing some great speed up the hill. Boy, these 250s are starting to run up the track.
All those berms are getting deeper and deeper, and where there was a hole, that hole's worse.
Look at Henry, almost left the leg behind. And Ryan Hughes moves in front, and here comes Albertyn. Albertyn, 2 bikes now getting in front of Henry. Could Henry be tiring a little bit?
Well, I think it's way too early to think that he'd be getting that tired. Larocco's next in line for Henry, but that just shows you how tight the competition is. All Henry did was go wide and put his foot down a little bit, just bobble slightly, and he lost 2 positions, and now Larocco's knocking on the door. Where the power band hits, and also the little bit extra heavier bikes, harder to get through those ruts and those off-camera corners.
The power band on those 4 strokes. Oh, Larocco goes off the track.
A little trick ride in there. He kind of high-sided, hit a hole, and he fell off the side of the bike. Did a good job to save it, though. Bradshaw's on the gas. Look at the way he came out of that corner, just grabbed a handful, wheelied through that berm. That's going to help him make the pass. Now he had to come from behind Larocco and Dowd, make the pass on all those guys and Henry. So Bradshaw found his pace. Too bad he didn't get a little bit better start, because his pace is fast enough to run with the front guys.
Coming into the second round, he's tied for 3rd in points with Dowd. He's trying to make up the ladder now, as Albertyn still hounding Ryan Hughes. Hughes has been unable to shake him. Albertyn trying to catch up with Hughes, who won a 125 race here at Hangtown. Let's listen in.
These guys are giving it all they've got, charging into the face of that jump. Albertyn's mechanic, Ward on there, how much of a lead he's got. He's gotten around him.
Greg Albertyn now in 3rd place, has his sights right where his mechanic wants him.
To see the smile on Emig's face and how relaxed he is, I know that he's out there getting the most out of himself.
We've seen the real evolution of a star.
Absolutely. I think it's not over yet. Look at Albertyn.
Oh, Greg Albertyn cuts inside Larry Ward to take second place, and this is the last lap. What a year this could be as Jeff Emig almost nonchalantly takes the checkered flag. Let's see who gets the whole shot. Will it be Jeff Emig once again as we're set for moto number 2 underway? Henry the whole shot. McGrath is like in 16th right now.
Yeah, I'd rather have Emig start, I can tell you that. It's not going to be easy. Look at all that smoke. That's no fair.
John Dowd having to restart after going down. Oh, bad break for Dowdy.
Ryan finally making that pass. Jeez, it seems like something's wrong. And it has to mess with these guys' concentration a little bit. See all that smoke? It's pretty tough to see the line.
Emig to the inside, so he's following his teammate Hughes. Henry starting out in second place in the first moto, slipped all the way back to 9th. And back in the pits, admitted to some fatigue in handling the heavier machine. Here comes Albertyn. Albertyn, our leader now.
That's a great pass. He's been making passes in that same section all day.
But take a look at this matchup with Ezra Lusk, number 11, and Jeremy McGrath trying to move up the ladder after a poor start. Jeremy McGrath looks to the outside, then it becomes the inside. McGrath makes the pass on Ezra Lusk.
It's got to be a distraction. Those things, I used to race with them in the 500 GP at Carlsbad back when it was on ABC Wild World Sports, and somebody always rode a 4-stroke there, and fortunately I was fast enough to be able to lap the guy, and it was a distraction. And it's got to be even worse with the smoke pouring out of that thing.
It might have been a distraction for you, but you are a great 500 rider. Jeff Emig moving into second place. The checkers and the overall victory for Greg Albertyn. So here in Moto 2, Henry holds on to a third, McGrath holds on to fourth. Mike Kudrowski, a fine 6th place finish, and 7th for Larry Ward will give him probably 3rd overall once we check the official stats. Let's go to Marty.
Well, Los Angeles may have been the most overdue Supercross win in Greg Albertyn's career, but I got to tell you, I think this may have been your most impressive win. What do you think?
Well, it sure felt great out there. Second moto really was easy. You know, I pulled a good lead in the beginning and, you know, just riding smooth, picking some good lines, and I saw Jeff and Doug weren't closing on me, so it was actually a really easy race.
Welcome back to the 3rd round of AMA Motocross. Coming to you from Glen Helen Raceway, Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs with you as we get set for our first moto of action. Of course, last year it was Jeremy McGrath with the great start, David.
He had won all the motos through this round, the first 6, and it was Jeff Emig playing catch-up.
They're off and running. Let's see who gets the whole shot. Henry, number 20, on the 4-stroke. Lusk, McGrath, Hughes getting good starts, but it's Henry up the hill in the lead.
So they figured out.
Oh, going down is Ezra Lusk.
Boy, what a tough break right there, going down. Right there in the early part of the race. I've always mentioned this. You go down early like that, everyone gets around you. If he could have waited to the 2nd or 3rd lap, he might have only lost a position or 2.
Henry, number 20, in front of number 1. Jeff Emig, the defending champion. Jeremy McGrath real close to Emig now. Here comes Emig on the outside. Doug Henry trying to hold on to the lead here with our first moto of 250s. Whoa, Doug Henry slowing up a bit. Emig takes the lead.
Well, that was just a mistake right there by Henry that allowed Emig to get in there and take the line, make that pass. Doug went to the outside, which wasn't too bad of an idea. He had the lead on Emig, coming right back. Not going to let him off the hook yet, but made a mistake exiting that corner. Wasn't able to get in the rut he needed.
Right now, Henry's starting to put more pressure on Emig. It's obvious this 4-stroke power is a great advantage, and Henry cuts to the inside, retaking the lead. One of the best battles we've had so far in the young season for first place.
That was an aggressive move. Look at Henry just letting that bike dance all around. He didn't even get into that corner set yet. He already pitched it sideways, was right back on the gas, made that pass. I think Emig's got to be going, geez.
Henry had the inside line, looked like an easy time of it, but Emig cut on a dime to make it close.
First time I ever saw anyone ride a four-stroke was Mike Young, and it just blew my mind. I saw him in a race in Carlsbad, and he came around the first lap in a full lock slide through this whoop section and just didn't swap at all, and he pulled away and won there. And I was so impressed with how fast these guys went on those bikes, and now we're seeing Doug do it. And by the way, I want to wish Mike Young well. He was injured here not too long ago.
Cutting to the inside, retaking the lead is Jeff Emig. Emig and Henry, a back and forth battle. That's McGrath in third.
Listen to that four-stroke. You can hear him coming down the hill, all that compression.
And going up the hill, bar to bar.
Henry with a good drive around the bottom, had the horsepower going up the hill, but Emig just cut him off.
Boy, coming down that hill. You've got to use braking. You got to use good technique more than speed. But look at this. Doug Henry now back on the throttle. Going to the outside. Oh, what a great race for the fans.
These
Emig
guys
still in first.
They're wide open around that sweeper. That was smart for Emig to try to cut him off, and just as smart for Henry to go, okay, well, I got him on the inside last time. Maybe he won't expect me to hold it wide open and pass him on the outside.
They're pulling up on McGrath.
Great.
Both riders are making a move toward third. There's Albertyn cutting in front of Dowd.
It's hard to know all the way down that straightaway if you've had the pass made or not till you actually get to the corner there. They were about side by side all the way through there, but Albertyn left it on just a little longer to make that pass.
It looks like that tremendous battle for the lead took a little bit out of Henry. Here comes Albertyn on the inside to challenge his Suzuki teammate.
Well, Albertyn has just been, well, look at that, around the outside, wide open.
What a power move by Albertyn.
Jeremy is just not on his game right now, and the competition, just like we saw in the 125 class earlier, is just a little thicker now.
Albertyn moves into second place.
Looks to me like right now Jeremy's just trying to stay close to these guys. You know it's going to be a long day. There's another 30-minute moto to come, and I think he's just trying to make sure that he can make it through the day with that foot.
Tries to cut inside on Henry, makes the pass, but Henry might come back. Hold your hat. And the checkers, the winner of moto number 1 for the 250s, Jeff Emig. He's on a hot streak. 4 out of 5 moto victories for Jeff Emig so far this season. Well, the game is really up right now as the 32nd board is sideways, getting set for moto number 2 of the 250s. Can Jeff Emig do it again, keep that win streak alive? Let's see who gets the whole shot. On the inside, Buddy Antunez, number 19. There, Henry exited early into the hay bales. But out in front and starting to gain another lead is Jeff Emig. Boy, that was a lucky break for Emig. That four-stroke wasn't up there.
That'll be a relief for him not to be dicing it with that bike with more horsepower for a change. And also another relief just to look over his shoulder and see Antunez still in second, his friend. I think if Jeremy and some of the guys that can come up and challenge Emig, by the time they work their way around Antunez, if they can, that should give a pretty good little lead to Emig.
Here's Jeremy McGrath taking the inside and goes through that huge rut to take second place.
Good idea there. Antunez went wide. Didn't have quite enough of a lead to be able to go out and use that line. That's not a bad line to take, but you got Jeremy breathing down your neck. You might want to protect the inside. Here comes Albertyn again to the inside.
Albertyn hesitating a little bit. He just passed John Dowd a corner before, and Dowd tries to come back on him. Albertyn just puts the throttle down and gets by for third place, Buddy Antunez.
It's not a good feeling in the first part of the race. Those guys kind of storming up to the sides of you and around you like Dowd just did. So in one lap, Buddy dropping from first to fifth, riding pretty good, but just not quite fast enough, and that's what'll happen. Back
to the action now with Albertyn guns it around the corner on McGrath. Whoa! Does a helicopter spin. There goes Dowd. There goes Antunez. By the time he gets up, there'll be 15 to 20 riders going by.
Watch this. He stays leaned into the corner. And the berm kind of disappeared. He didn't have any more traction. Lucky he didn't get hit by Jeremy. But he started into a full lock slide, and then it had nowhere to go but the high side. It went back the other way, and there was no chance for him to save that. Just hope he's okay.
Here's the big battle right now, and McGrath's got his hands full with John Dowd. This battle for second place. Dowdy to the inside. Good, strong move. Right now, he's just trying to hang on. As look out, here's Mike Larocco, as well as Ezra Lusk. After going down early, Ezra Lusk is battling back, and he has to avoid the accident of Mike Larocco. Mike Larocco taking a hay bale. Here's another example of a rider riding that's not 100% coming back from injury. John Dowd, who's just had a gutsy performance. He's a game fighter.
Well, it's hard to believe that he's not 100% right now with the way he's riding.
Just has some trouble with the hand still. Getting in on, oh no, Dowdy went down. He run it out.
Boy, that's a tough place to keep your balance. And
now taking the energy to pick up your bike in that sandy soil, restarted as Lusk and Jeremy McGrath whiz by. And once again, John Dowd making another move on Jeremy McGrath. Jeremy just looks over and says, good luck, pal. Doesn't look like he could do much about it.
No, too much pain to go down that hill. Jeremy just trying to hang on, like I said, get through this weekend. Try to let that foot heal a little bit before the next round. And now he's got his teammate Larocco charging hard, so they just keep coming.
Both of them former champions. Of course, Jeremy McGrath last year, and the year before, Mike Larocco. And Mike Larocco moving in front of his Suzuki teammate. Jeff Emig, though, taking advantage of Dowdy going down not long ago. Here comes Larocco to the outside. Can Dowd hold him off? No, good angle. Late break.
Oh, that was beautiful. You could hear Larocco just wide open around that sweeper. Knew that that would put him to the inside. Great pass on Dowd, who really seems to be the fastest guy on the track this moto. As long as he keeps having the success he's had so far. I mean, if he can win this one, it'll be 5 out of 6. Look at Dowd, though. Cuts all the way across. Passes Larocco right back. Caught Larocco sleeping there a little bit.
Boy, John Dowd is really putting it to him as Mike Larocco gets back.
Yeah, that was weird there. I don't know what happened to Mike, but it looked like something went wrong with Larocco there, because that was a simple double jump. Came into that corner hot, and he just backed off.
Did he lose some power?
Didn't go for it.
More frustration for a very competitive family. They just hate to lose.
I don't believe how Albertyn has been able to regroup from that horrible crash. Add that one to the highlight reel.
Albertyn, as incredible as it may seem, has come up from like 17th to challenge in the top 5. And it looks right now he's going to go into 4th position, getting around Jeremy McGrath. Right here is where he loves to pour it on.
Boy, just barely. He landed and just somehow landed in that berm. You come up over the top of that hill blind. He landed right in the right berm, was able to make that pass. Albertyn really starting to position himself to be a contender for the title. He's had a little bad luck here and there, but
especially at Gatorback. Got behind early in the first round.
You look at his performance at the last National in Hangtown, and then today, if he can make this move on Dowd to the inside, no problem. But that's the beauty of motocross. You start when you're young, travel the world, you get paid big dollars, win these titles, and then you get the rest of your life.
The checkered flag for Jeff Emig. So it is now 5 wins in 6 motos to start off the year. And what a happy day it is for Ezra Lusk and Greg Albertyn.
I had a little bit of pressure from Yogi there in the middle of the race, but overall, you know, I just stayed real cool and real relaxed, and tried just focusing on really good lines, because that's, you know, that was so important. The big downhills were just really gnarly, but I tried not really pushing it down those. I tried to make up time on the rest of the track by being smooth and relaxed. But Team Kawasaki and my mechanic Jeremy Albrecht they're the ones, you know, who are really pushing me and making this thing happen.
mud, mud, and more mud. Welcome back to Mount Morris, Pennsylvania for round 4 of AMA Motocross.
Not long to go now. The track still is a mess out there, and just like Carmichael in the 125, dominating coming into this round, Emig has, but Carmichael's day went south in the first corner, so Jeff's starts have been good, but he's got to get to that first corner.
Ready to go, number 14, right alongside Emig is Dowd. The gate is down for moto number 1. Hughes to the inside, and it's Albertyn going down. Looked like Lawrence was out of shape and clipped the back wheel of Albertyn. Albertyn holding his shoulder. Our whole shooter is still in first. Larry Ward, number 6. But look out. Here comes Ryan Hughes to the inside.
Well, I was just about to say, look how clean Larry Ward is, but that's all going to change now. He's got 2 guys ahead of him throwing mud.
Hughes lined up at the gate at the far inside. Whoa.
Good.
Hughes having trouble getting up the hill. No traction. It's rained a little bit since the 125s. Doug Henry with the 4-stroke is down. The real concern here is that when the 4-strokes shut off, they're very difficult to restart out on the track. And you see here that Doug Henry just got it going.
Not before he caused somebody else to go down, and Jeremy's down too.
So we'll have to recheck the order and see if Jeremy lost a position, as Ryan Hughes kind of cased it a little bit right there. But he is pulling away with the clean uniform.
Here's Phil Lawrence. Remember, he went down the start, so he's back up and running. There's Bradshaw.
And what a fan favorite he is here at Mount Morris. Off the track, Lawrence. Bradshaw gets by him, and Damon Bradshaw is now in 3rd place. Right now we're taking a look at the 3rd place rider, Damon Bradshaw, number 10. Similar to Hughes, he didn't race here last year because of injury, but he's riding well now and is very hungry. Look at that, he threw his goggles off on the top of the hill. Pit stops are really the call of the day right now. Here comes Damon Bradshaw moving toward his mechanic slowly.
Oh, that's smart. He wants his mechanic to hold the throttle so he can do it. Not sure what he's telling him, but boy, that's pretty quick.
Cutting back to the battle for 4th place right now, Ezra Lusk out of Bainbridge, Georgia, was able to get by Jeremy McGrath when McGrath went down, but now Jeremy is pulling up and fairly tight on number 11, Ezra Lusk.
This place hasn't been good to Jeremy.
Whoa, right now it's not good to Ezra Lusk. Lusk going down, and Jeremy flying by.
That's just a tricky section right there with all those whoops, and now he's going off the track, fixing his lever. His hand's got to be full of mud. He's pulling off his glove.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's going to go just bare hands.
Restarts the engine, but look at that, he's cutting through the grass.
Yeah, he definitely made things easier on himself there by just riding down through the infield in order to make that adjustment.
Heath Voss looking like a plowman.
Boy, he is just stuck.
Back in the old days, didn't they keep a closer look at that? Huh? Oh, Lusk runs right in the back of Phil Lawrence. He had to be looking down.
Well, Lawrence isn't making any friends today, that's for sure. He's had certainly his problems, but I think he was just in the best line. He's probably telling him right there, dude, I'm sorry.
This will be the first time this year that Emig wouldn't be in the top 2, as he's right now battling. Right now he gets in front of Button, who stalled out. So Emig moves up a spot. Well, for Ryan right here, he's not that far from the checkered flag. He's had some rough times this year, but this is his first career 250 moto win. Ryan Hughes, the checkered flag.
All right, guys, as you can see, it started to rain here with the start second moto. Between motos, I asked Ryan Hughes, why is he lined up all the way on the inside? He said every year he's been here, high point's been muddy. The guy on the far inside got the whole shot. So he decided to come down here and watch just how accurate he is. Let's see how he does.
He got a good start in Moto 1, but Larry Ward got the whole shot from the outside. Gets another good start here in Moto 2. Lusk trailing, though, and there comes Larry Ward from the outside. Ward is second straight hole shot. Larry slipping to 7th place in the first moto. Ryan Hughes in second now. One thing we should mention, Albertyn not in this second moto after pulling out of the first moto with a shoulder injury. Hughes is our second place rider right now. And oh my gosh, he's having all kinds of problems coming up the area that the 125s had so much problem with. Banging little rubber. There goes Jeff Emig, number 1, but he has to slow down. He almost went off the track. And the fight for control, and Ryan Hughes takes it back again. Bradshaw coming to the inside on Emig, and he makes the pass for third place. Damon Bradshaw in third. Much to the pleasure of the crowd, a former 3-time winner here at Mount Morris. Boy, it even looks slippery on the saddle as Ryan Hughes comes up the hill. The all-time winner here at Mount Morris, you might be interested, Rick Johnson. He won 4 times. Damon Bradshaw took 3. Howerton took 3, and here comes Damon Bradshaw. Boy, where did he get the power up that hill?
That's the same place he got around Emig, and what it takes is a lot of nerve, or that other word I can't say on TV, to get down that hill through those ruts and keep that momentum. That's where Ryan got all out of shape, right in front of and tangled with Emig earlier. So Bradshaw's got that section dialed in, and no one else really does.
There's Doug Henry, number 20, carefully coming off that berm, and look at that, Jeremy McGrath.
Couldn't even tell who that was until he swung back around. Right now, Vision, they don't care. They got mud in their eye, guarantee it. They're just enduring it right now. Who wants to win the most?
Our
Who's
leader
willing,
paddling through.
who's willing to take the most chances?
Oh, look at this. Bradshaw, inches ahead. Coming down, and Bradshaw gets caught up in the water. Can Larry Ward get by him? Oh, look at that. Larry Ward, a great battle with Bradshaw. Ryan Hughes holding on to third place after winning the first moto. And oh, Ryan hits the deck. Can he get up quick enough? Well, the overall is at stake. It's always because I think the fans have been with him. He's a 3-time winner here. His last win, incidentally, was right here at Mount Morris back in 1993, and Bradshaw makes the move on him, coming through the water. Ward still looking back to see what happened. Bradshaw could win the overall. Ducking away from the roost, he knows that checkered flag is waving. Damon Bradshaw. What a moment for these fans that have stuck it out through this monsoon. Here's Larry Ward. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Marty Reed with you from Budds Creek, Maryland for round number 5 of our AMA motocross season. The 250 riders now down at the gate, preparing their positions, getting ready to go for their first moto.
You know, Art, the starting gate here at Budds Creek is a lot lower than most. We get a shot of it here in a second. And look at the gate. It's only about maybe 10 inches off the ground where you can jump right over it. Your front wheel will just knock it down if you win early.
They tried to do that at a GP several years ago. The Euros did it. As we're ready for moto number 1. Oh no, my goodness, on the hillside. And a couple of big names involved. Damon Bradshaw getting up there. That's Henry, number 20, just getting underway. And another wreck at the top of the hill. Emig, number 1, trying to restart.
Looking good for Suzuki right now to have McGrath out front. Maybe this is what he needs with Emig going down in the first corner for McGrath to dig himself out of that points deficit right now in the title. He's got Lusk pushing him hard at the moment.
Ezra Lusk has had quite an eye-opening year. And look at Larocco. He's pressing in third. Big battle for the lead. Ezra Lusk on the right. Jeremy McGrath, number 2, reestablishing things.
Well, Lusk has got a great drive off that plateau, but Jeremy on that inside line just took just the right speed, just the right line, so Lusk had nowhere to go.
This has always been number 5, so one of his favorite tracks anyway.
This is kind of rare to see 4 guys still this close. Usually something's happened by now. Somebody makes a pass.
Oh, just as you say it, Ezra Lusk cuts to the inside. Jeremy McGrath all of a sudden is now in second place. Not from a mistake, really. As we take a look at Jeff Emig trying to fight his way now in 19th place up through the pack.
Well, he's got a chance to get up to probably in the top 5, 5th. I don't see any way he's going to catch those top 4 guys unless one of them goes down or has a problem. You know, I talked to Jeremy coming into this race during the week, bumped into him, and he was just saying how he's a little bit sore from riding so much. He's been injured and wasn't able to ride, but here he's been able to practice, getting passed by Larocco again now. It's the second time, and You know, you hear in this interview that he wants to really turn things around, and he had the chance to ride. He's feeling healthy again, got the whole shot, and it's just still not enough. You got to be wondering what's going through his mind.
Uh-oh, Doug Henry in 13th place, but he's just putting around. Could this be the after effects of the crash right at the start of the race, David?
Maybe. Could have punctured something, put a hole in the pipe, or it's really starting to smoke. I haven't seen that since Hangtown. Well, Jeremy just got out to that berm and wasn't leaning into the corner, and it lost his balance a little bit. Just momentarily, that allowed Ryan to get up there and just keep pressure on. Ryan's trying everything. Jeremy is not going to make it easy for him, that's for sure. He's countering every move. Right here, Ryan squared that corner off. He's just going to out horsepower. Look at that. Jumps. That's just a strength move right there, because you slow down a little bit to land on the level. If you jump out there where Ryan did, you land on the face of that next hill, and it's just kabam right there into the face of that jump. You bottom out.
Jeff Emig, who was near last after the incident in the first turn of the first lap, is fighting his way back up to 5th spot. Up the hill to the checkered flag. Ezra Lusk, his first outdoor national 250 checkered flag, as he got his first Supercross 250 flag earlier in the year. As we're getting set to go, they're starting to rev the engines here for moto number 2 in Budds Creek, Maryland. Known for its topography and high speeds. Let's see if it's a clean start this time. Whoa, Jason McCormick getting the whole shot, buddy. Right there, though, is Ezra Lusk. Lusk moving right in front of 52 at that moment. Ezra out in the lead once again, this time at the beginning of the race. We got word on Henry's machine in the first moto. It was a sliced radiator hose, and it was incredible the bike lasted that long. That was the smoke. It was steam.
Oh, Emig getting around Jeremy in the early going here.
Jason McCormick in an unaccustomed second place, though, but a talented privateer. And then John Dowd, who's always strong. Here comes Emig cutting inside Dowd. They do a little bump. Dowd goes off the track. Emig moves into 3rd.
Emig means business this moto. He went by Jeremy and went around Dowd there with authority, sent Dowd off into the trail ride.
Jeff Emig would dearly love to get his second 250 championship in a row. That has not happened in the 1990s.
Well, he's certainly in a good position to do it.
McCormick going down out of our picture, and John Dowd taking advantage of it. And look at Dowdy. He's coming up on the back wheel of Jeff Emig. Uh-oh. Henry's down. And it doesn't look good, David.
No, it looks like he's gotten the wind knocked out of himself.
There's the number 20, the 4-stroke, the European colors. And he's going over toward the crowd. Oh, this does not look good at all. He's asking them to take his goggles off. Both arms rather limp. The fans now obliging to take his helmet off for him.
Well, he was reaching up, I think, with his left arm to
and they're calling
take the goggles off.
They're calling for some medical help as well.
Look at this.
A traumatic sight, especially when you know the history of Doug Henry and Budds Creek. Thanks to the good medical corps they've got on hand.
Now they're on top of the situation. They've got him with some oxygen there, it looks like, and they've already got both arms wrapped up. And geez, I mean, it's painful to watch. I mean, of all people, you really don't want to see Doug have any trouble in both arms. I mean, he couldn't even take his goggles off. That's a pretty good indication of what's going to be happening to him for the next month or so.
One of the most dramatic stories in Supercross history, of course, was him coming back this year to not only win and lead the points, but also be the first 4-stroke victory in Supercross history. We're looking right now at his Team Yamaha teammate, John Dowd, number 14. He's on the move in 3rd. Ezra Lusk closes off the inside, but barely. And Emig takes the high route like Wyndham did in the 125s.
Could just see that coming. You could see Emig setting it up as he came through there. And I know Lusk is smart enough to have anticipated that, but he just tried to go around the corner fast enough so that Emig wouldn't be able to get there in time. But Emig was just slick enough to get in there and just close the door.
As we take a look at the action now, the mechanics having a good laugh. Jeremy Albrecht on the left, Steve Butler on the right.
It's not as funny out here for these guys as it is in that mechanics area. Let me tell you, you're getting tired. Lusk wants this win. He knows if he can stay where he is, he'll probably get the overall. And
Oh, here comes Dowdy, his teammate, passing him for second place. We've got a polite but tremendous battle for second place.
I'm impressed with Dowd more and more. I mean, he has just come on stronger and stronger on this 250, and to where he is a threat to win a moto at any given time. And this could be one of them right here. Front end almost washed out on him right there. Look at that.
Oh, he tried the same move, but oh no, Dowdy goes down. Didn't have the power, couldn't keep the balance on the off camber.
He got himself just a little off balance as he entered that corner. Just before this, his front end washed out. If that hadn't happened, he'd have had about another wheel length, but all he needed to just take them both out, and then Lusk would have been back in the lead. This is that off camber where so many wild things have taken place today. A lot of good passes through there, and that's where Dowd went down earlier, trying to make a pass on Emig. Look how close they are.
Yeah, both Yamahas are catching up to Emig now.
Lapper's getting out of the way.
Lappers have not been a big problem on this track.
No, but if you're Jeff Emig, you're nervous about it. Every time you see a little cluster of those guys, you're going, please. That's happened to me before. You get the guy thinking he's going to, you don't know what they're doing. They put one hand up saying go this way, and they move to the other side, and that's always to the advantage of the chasers.
Jeff Emig closing in on a victory here in the moto, while Ezra Lusk is looking forward to an overall. He definitely doesn't want to find himself going down.
No, he's far enough around now that he could probably drop it and get up and still pick up the overall.
It's been a year of firsts for Ezra Lusk as the checkers fly for Jeff Emig. 6 moto wins out of 10 motos on the year. Welcome back to the 25th anniversary here in Southwick, Massachusetts for AMA Motocross round number 6. Homecoming of sorts for several people. John Dowd, for one, comes back home. Mike Larocco and points leader Jeff Emig. One not in the field is Doug Henry after breaking both arms at Budds Creek.
I just got out of the hospital. I wasn't supposed to, but I got out Friday. They did surgery on me Friday morning, and they said, yeah, I guess you could leave tonight. And my wife and I drove back and said, oh, I think I'll come to the race. You know, I came later on. I didn't come for practice or qualifying or anything like that. Just came out for the races.
You can see it coming down. The sign is sideways. The gate's going to fall. The good news is everyone's already got a mud tire because that's the kind of tires you use in the sand.
Okay, moto number 1 underway. Who's going to get that hole shot? Ryan Hughes in good position. Oh, we got a pile up there in the first corner. Buddy Antonez got popped from behind. This guy, John Dowd, number 14, Team Yamaha. He dedicated this race to his teammate, Doug Henry, before they took off. Ezra Lusk and Ryan Hughes right there. Number 14, John Dowd, out in front. Oh, he's got this whole crowd behind him here in Southwick, Massachusetts. He's from Chicopee. He's been riding well lately in the 250 class. You see Ryan Hughes, number 9. Oh, his teammate, Jeff Emig's down. Looked like he went down hard.
Well, that's one of the sections when they come back to the front out of the woods. He was banging on the handlebars. I think he was just trying to bang the sand loose. I don't think he bent anything.
Jeremy being prepared, that's for sure, as we take a look now at number 18. That's Jimmy Button. Button has moved up the ranks. He's in good position right now, top 5.
A big swap right there coming out of that corner just as soon as we brought it up. Actually, that was Phil Lawrence that swapped. Now his teammate gets by. Both those guys coming off a good performance at Budds Creek. They got Jeremy stalking them, and Jeremy's teammate Albertyn right there in tow.
You can hear the crowd this early in the race. Guess who they're for? And of course, Doug Henry looking on from the side.
Well, that's just painful to me. You sure hate to see anything happen like that to Doug after all that he's been through. I know he's tough, but I'm tired of seeing him prove it. Need to replace everything with titanium. Then we could see him race a little more often.
I just say get as big a points lead as you can and then forget about Budds Creek.
Yeah.
That's his
Skip that
nemesis, right? Here's the battle with Albertyn, Team Suzuki, number 8. Approaching Lawrence, number 12. Team Chaparral cuts in front. Good to see Albie back on the track.
He makes up a spot. Wasn't easy, actually. He didn't get it. Bill Lawrence just gassed it right back around, but then he just squared it. Now he's chasing Swink, so with Jeremy out of the picture, Albertyn finally works his way around Lawrence.
Oh, McCormick is down. There goes Voss head over heels, getting a headache. Nice, look out, number 85. Terlecki, Wallace, number 40, he gets hung up. There's no way you can warn those riders.
Oh, look at this. It's one right after the other. As soon as they drop over that embankment, the bike still in the air. Watch the next guy. I mean, there's nothing they could do. They can't correct right there. It's just one right after another. McCormick kind of got that start. He didn't mean to, but can you imagine what's left of his bike?
Oh, baby. 103 is Swink, and Albertyn is on the move.
Well, he's a good-looking guy, clean cut. He trains hard. He works hard. He brings that international flavor and the aggressiveness as he moves to the inside of Swink. He'd have ridden that bike if it was absolutely terrible and given it all he had and not complain and help work with it to make it better. And now that Jeremy's over there, it's just they've become a little bit more friends riding together, and they've made a little bit more progress.
Well, it's good to see Albertyn really mature as a rider here in America. This has been a good season for him.
Working their way across that top straightaway before they drop down. This is the longest left-hand corner I think there is. It seems like a 360-degree corner.
Did Albertyn throw it through that corner? Bradshaw, a little bobble there, but whoa, look at that jump. Really putting the heat now on Larocco. Bumps the back tire. That doesn't dissuade Bradshaw to keep that throttle open, does it?
No, he was aggressive, trying to come right back. Larocco occupied the best line. He moved over, tried to find another one. Here he goes again down the inside.
Larocco winning this race back in 1994 with a 2-1. Bradshaw makes the pass on Larocco.
Great move, a lot of aggression by Damon. He's ridden here plenty of times, knows how to get it done. So has Larocco, but right now Bradshaw is the more aggressive of the two and showing.
But if he's going to choose a spot to win his first moto, this is it right here. Checkered flag is out and ready for John Dowd here in moto number 1.
Me and JD here want to dedicate this one to Doug. You know, he has a big support out there. He was around the whole track out there. Here he is here. Bow cast on his arm, and he was running around the track swinging them like a windmill.
He's this year's Arena Cross champion. Look at number 6, way to the outside, David.
That's not a bad strategy.
Let's see how Larry Ward can take advantage of it.
Lusk was out there with him. So he can come all the way around the outside. Look at that, Lusk and Larry Ward, both of them avoid that jam on the inside. Worked out perfect.
Oh, and Lawrence, Larocco, and look at Bradshaw, number 10, getting caught up. John Dowd, our leader once again here in moto number 2.
This time McGrath with a much better start. Right there he can check out John Dowd. Look at that rain. Big drop starting to come down, but now McGrath, who was way out of contention in the first moto with his crash, now he can see what Dowd is doing, the fastest guy on the track, follow him around a little bit, maybe learn something and gain some of those points back he lost on Emig the first moto.
Really wild. It didn't seem to rain at all until they dropped the gate.
Well, that was a great ride by Emig, which proved to be very important. It was going into that last moto. Imagine if he wouldn't have had a 3 or 4 point cushion like he did. It would have been a whole different story. Albertyn in the pits.
That's really too bad for Jimmy Button, who's coming off a pretty good performance there at Budds Creek, a 7 and 8 for Team Chaparral. Albertyn, they're assessing the problem right now. Jeremy McGrath has his hands full right now. Larry Ward, Honda of Troy, battling for second place. Oh, nice move by Ward.
Well, he just blows by Jeremy on that downhill.
Our leader, John Dowd, number 14. It was rumored that Team Yamaha came to Dowdy with the idea of riding the 4-stroke next year. The 4-stroke experiment that Doug Henry is going through this season. And the rumor is that Dowdy turned him down. So it'll be interesting to see how this all comes about for next year in Team Yamaha after a very successful season, both in Supercross and Motocross.
If there were a lot more 4-strokes out there, I'd say, okay, I'll do it. But if you're the only guy, forget it, you know, because it's hard to say if he'd be able to get the whole shot and ride the way he's ridden today with that extra weight on this rough track and do what he's done. I just don't know if it's possible. Henry has certainly had some success, but here today it's a whole different thing.
Got to be a rainbow somewhere on this course. I mean, they went through rain on the other end of it. Now they got sunshine here on the top end as they go down into the intersections of this track. Uh-oh, Ezra Lusk breaking a string of good performances going down. He'll lose some points on that as he's been trying to
Well, that's a bummer, and usually you can just sit on it and bump start the bike. Look at all that energy he's got to use. It's tiring enough out there riding, and then he went down. His front fender's tweaked. Everything's tweaked. Looks like the bars might be bent, so there goes this motor.
After moving up to 4th place from 9th at Budds Creek with that victory, he was hoping to move up in the point standings. Here's Hughes and Emig, teammates on Team Kawasaki.
A great ride. He's had some good guys. He had to move around. His teammate, McGrath, now Larry Ward. Lusk made it a little easier by going down. Look at the drive. He got into that corner.
Looked like Willie Mays going for a deep drive in center field. I mean, he made it look so easy.
Pretty cool that Dowd dedicated this race beforehand. I mean, it's easy to win this thing and then say, well, I dedicate this. He did it first, and then to go out and win both motos. Well, that's really a statement. That's got to make him and Doug real happy.
Everybody likes him. He takes the checkers for the 2nd time in a row here this afternoon. As we get ready for the 250s now from Redbud Track and Trail in Buchanan, Michigan, Skip Norfolk is back, ladies and gentlemen. He is now the mechanic of Jeremy McGrath with the Suzuki team. It's not that Wyatt Seals is not a good mechanic. It looks like to me the move was made to psychologically inspire a former champion. It's get nervous time. Look at John Dowd reaching out in front, jumping up and down. Dowdy's coming off the overall victory, of course, at his home track. What a great thrill that was in front of friends and family. Gate could drop at any moment. Right now, they're off for moto number 1 of the 250s. And guess who's out front? Jeff Emig. Emig breaking a mini slump in hole shots. He hasn't had one since the first moto way back at Hangtown.
That's unbelievable, too. Emig is probably the best starter I've ever seen.
Emig, Lusk to the inside, challenges him there from 2nd place. Oh, bar to bar. Lusk and Emig with Dowd in 3rd. Dowd number 14 almost lost it on that 20.
Lusk went pretty far wide, just try to take some different line than Emig. Make a pass. Dowd almost got underneath him there. So the 2 Yamaha guys are putting the pressure on the national champ.
Oh, look at that.
That shows you how tough it is to find it. Look at that dancing around. What happens is you got all those braking bumps, and then you've got several ruts full of those braking bumps leading into that corner, and to try to pick one, you get dancing around like that. Look at Dowd all the way over that triple there. 125's only got enough power to do the double.
Oh, you can really tell the difference in power on this track. Look out! Look out, Ryan Hughes! Oh my goodness, one for the highlight reel.
He knew he was in trouble right away. He got out of shape right at the face of that jump, and he just kind of stood next to the bike in the air. I think he did the right thing, but man, he looks like he's in pain. McGrath's still in contention, but he's got to, if he wants to run with Emig, which is what he's got to do to win this title, he's got to get up there and steal points from Jeff. And that's how to do it right there.
Tremendous on Larocco's lead. Here comes Dowdy. John Dowd into 2nd place.
Looked like Lusk just got hung up in that bar.
Oh, Lusk another mistake on the outside. Jeremy McGrath makes the pass on Ezra. So it's McGrath into 3rd, Dowdy into 2nd.
All that pressure finally forced Lusk to make a little bobble there. I can't really figure out what Lusk did. He just bobbled coming into that corner there. He got a little off balance in that rut, then he went a little too wide, and they both got by him. So one mistake, and you can drop 2 positions like that. Great racing.
Lusk has looked pretty strong this season, too. He captured the overall win at Budds Creek. One of his first moto wins as well. Oh, a little touch there on Jeremy McGrath and John Dowd.
There are some sections like that right-hand corner right here, and through this tight stuff where you pretty much have to follow. Jeremy tried to take some different lines before, but you lose time, so.
Oh, bar to bar. Jeremy and Dowd. Look at that. What a great crowd to see it, too. Can McGrath hold on? They touch once again. Dowd comes back. Oh, what racing.
I know that Skip is putting on that board. Jeremy, you've got to make this pass now.
Well, you really can't tell with the angle of the camera how high they're jumping on that Larocco's lead. The battle for 2nd continues. Let's check in with Davey.
Skip, we're watching Jeremy's trying everything to get around Dowd.
Yeah, he's trying really hard to get around him, and John doesn't want to let him go by, but they need to think about Emig, who's just leaving him. So if they don't start racing Emig, then he's gone. We're going to lose the moto.
When I first got hurt, I'd be watching the races going, man, why don't they just wheelie over that one bump and square that off right there? And he's watching too. Look at Jeremy, same line again. This time he made it work.
Great desire from Jeremy McGrath to finally get by John Dowd once again. Can he hold on, or will Dowdy come back? So far, the rain has held off in this area. Here comes Dowd. Dowd with the edge on the inside. Oh, it looked like he surprised McGrath. John Dowd retakes second place. This has been an outstanding battle all race long. Oh, he threw his goggles off. Jeremy leaves the goggles behind, so he's not going to want to be right behind the roost.
Well, that's unbelievable. That's something you see that in a mud race, but not on a day like this.
Everybody knows this is his favorite track, and Davey asked him what was so special about Redbud.
Luck, maybe. I don't know. No, I mean, I really like racing here at Redbud. I mean, it's no secret to anybody. I mean, every time I get out here, just like this morning, I rode the first lap of practice, you know, and I was just kind of, I could just kind of feel the energy and everything. You know, not that I'm all weirded out or nothing, but I mean, I felt the energy. I felt the flow.
This guy sparkles on camera now. He's so loose with your questions and everything. What a great personality, and it's coming across the camera.
There was a time when Jeff was, we had to bleep out most of what he said, but he's certainly matured, and his interviews are very entertaining.
That's true, and of course he's overcome a speech impediment, and he's showing us his real self right now, making this moto look like practice. The checkers for Jeff Emig. It's Emig's 7th moto win in 13 motos this year. Hughes with a 39th and Albertyn with a 37th place finish, David.
Well, I would much rather be on the far inside than the far outside. You see towards the outside and left of your screen, there's some empty spots. That's not the place to be.
Let's check it out. It looks like Dowd and Lusk fighting for the hole shot. Lusk number 11. We'll give him the hole shot as Dowdy, number 14, takes to the inside. And it's Dowd now with the lead into the second turn. This will be interesting with Emig on the pursuit. Can Dowd hold him off? Dowd very strong in the second motos.
This is for the overall. If Dowd can hold him off, he'll get it. That'll be his second in a row. I don't know. Emig looks pretty strong.
Challenge. Interesting corner. Oh, Emig goes down. Dowdy went wide, and the wheels went out from underneath Jeff Emig. Albertyn is also down as they try to get started. How's Emig going to get turned around in there? Everybody's passing him. Oh, Kudrowski puts him back on the dirt.
Watch here was what happened. Emig was just, the lines just came together. And Emig's bike, the handlebar, got hung up on Dowd's rear tire. That wasn't a bad move by Dowd at all. They just came together, and he got the short end of the stick, and then he's just right in the middle of everything, and Kudrowski came through there. It kind of seemed like he could have put the brakes on, but nevertheless, he definitely made it a little tougher for Emig to get going. Now his bars are probably bent a little bit, and he's got a long ways to go.
Brian Berry, John Dowd's mechanic. That stopwatch ticking away as he writes down the instructions for his leader. Lusk behind the leader, then Jeremy McGrath, and then number 5, Team Suzuki's Mike Larocco.
You see Jeremy right there using so much body English to try to keep that bike a little lower to the ground and land on the downside of that plateau there. Get a good drive off the backside.
Jimmy Button, Team Chaparral, and Larry Ward kicks his back tire, and Larry goes down.
Got his wheel in, making the rider in front of him nervous, making him think about him, cover those lines, and when you do that, typically what will happen is the pace will slow down just a little bit because they're riding defensive, try to hold you back. And that could be the advantage of Dowd. He's starting to pull away just a little bit, but at the moment, it looks to me like Lusk and Jeremy are, whoa, Jeremy goes down.
Jeremy getting right back up. Restarting the engine to get back into this race. Needs those points, nice and quick, he's not hurt. Dowdy always with a great desire to win. It's obvious that he's not content with being a second-tier type rider. Jimmy Button stalling. And of course, Larry Ward, who crashed behind Button, taking advantage of that stall and battling here with Ryan Hughes.
Just about got Hughes' rear tire right there as he got a little out of shape. Ward had been just a foot closer. He'd have gone down again.
Larry Ward, and now we've got another stall. Ryan Hughes.
Not having a good day.
Ryan looking back to see who was there. And of course, Jeff Emig really is probably more concerned and has the easy way around Ryan Hughes, just as you called it. Jeff Emig moves into 7th place, looking now for 6th place. As we mentioned, number 1, Jeff Emig, who had the whole shot and took a nice dominating victory in Moto number 1, went down early in this race and is fighting back all the way from about last to 5th and 6th positions. Right now, he is hounding Larry Ward to move up again.
The way he caught Larry Ward and the lines that he has out there, this is not going to be tough. Well, there he goes.
Made it look awful easy.
Right around him. And you know, you've got to have a lot of confidence in your training to go out there and ride that hard from that far back. Think of the energy he used getting up in that corner right there.
All the way back to 5th.
He got up twice from everyone running into him. So he's obviously in shape, very focused on where he wants to be, and that's back out front.
Good starts, good strong performances all the way through. Checkers for John Dowd. A great race for this young man. Hello, everybody. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs from the famous Unadilla Valley Sports Center. The Unadilla track known for rocks, ruts, and treacherous natural terrain. The conditions here on the Unadilla track, they've had to water it big time, so it might be a little slippery in places. They're off for Moto number 1. The 250s are underway. Jeff Emig. He's got the whole shot money. Dowd, Hughes, Lesk, Everts, Ward, and Albertyn are right there. Whoa, Dowd almost lost it.
Just like in the last round, you got both Yamaha teammates, Lusk and Dowd, up there in the front. This
Ryan
time they
Hughes
got Hughes as a buffer, though.
On the outside, yes. Ryan Hughes giving it a tussle now as Dowdy settles into 2nd place with Lusk now in 4th. But Everts is looking very quick off the start. Hughes, number 9. Stefan Everts, number 215.
The pace right now, Art, is so fast. This track, especially that section right there, used to be so rough. It will get rougher as the day goes on, but they're coming up through their 3rd gear wide open. A lot of them using hand guards, too, because of the amateurs that have been out here beating this track down. It's brought a lot of rocks to the surface. Everts right there getting pelted a little bit from Hughes.
Everts to the inside, and oh, he washes out. Stefan Everts.
Well, he's up quick. Didn't lose much.
There's Kodrowski, a former winner, getting up right next to Stefan Everts. He's number 100 as we go back to the front. This is a battle for 5th, incidentally. Button in 5th place. Lusk in 4th. And here goes Albie. Whoa, controls it off the jump, but gets the tire down in time. The battle for 2nd is on. Number 14, John Dowd of Team Yamaha, and Ryan Hughes, Team Kawasaki. Dowd with the edge.
That was impressive.
Oh.
He just outbraked him, and he came from the outside. Ryan had a perfect opportunity to just gas it one more time and not allow Dowd in there, but Dowd's obviously riding with a lot of confidence coming off those 2 wins. Just leaned right in on him. Typically, Unadilla's a lot of rain, and the track's very loamy and starts to get rutted. The berms are real solid, but that corner,
Oh, he stalls the machine. And Albertyn cuts in front of Ezra Lusk now. So Albie in a good position for Team Suzuki. Oh, the crowd's starting to go crazy here at Unadilla. They're a little crazy anyway, and Dowd takes the lead on a great inside move.
Boy, Emig's got to be going, what is going on here?
Ryan Hughes in a big battle now behind the leaders. That's Albertyn, number 8, right behind him, starting to put the challenge in. Incidentally, Jeremy McGrath and Damon Bradshaw both are out of the picture with very slow starts. McGrath is having a real rough time of it. There's Stefan Everts, number 215, also trying to pick his way back up near the top. Good pass by Albertyn on Ryan Hughes.
I think that was a good move by Albie, too, to just get this over with quick, get in front of Ryan, and hopefully he'll hold up. Well, maybe not, but there's a good strategy anyway. Maybe he would hold up Larocco and Everts.
Ooh, he almost lost it, and there goes Hughes right back, and Stefan Everts gets in front of Larocco. Take another look.
Almost locking handlebars getting into that corner, then he just gives Ryan a face full.
And now the battle for 4th place continues with Stefan Everts making a good inside move. Ryan couldn't square it off quick enough.
Emig is definitely responding to the challenge by Dowd, and you can see that Emig's starting to ride a little bit different lines, a little bit smoother here and there. He's not following. He's found his rhythm, and it looks to me like Dowd is not out of the woods. He may have caught him and passed him, but check this out. Emig right back.
Oh, such speed by Emig. A great clean move between these two guys.
Dowd right there, just fourth gear wide open all the way up that hill. Track has really changed since what it used to be. This track only saw fertilizer from one year to the next. Now it has amateurs and...
Oh, Dowd gets a wheel in front of Emig. They're coming up the hill. Oh, Emig gets that rear tire down quick. He's got the drive going. Who's going to win this one bar to bar? Look at the rebound on Dowd's bike.
Well, it's just a drag race into every corner and out of every corner. It's like a hole shot.
We got lappers coming up as Emig retakes the lead again. Emig now with the advantage over Dowd as they get through the lappers. The lappers wisely getting out of the way. Good sportsmanship there. Here comes Dowd. Puts a little aggressive move to the inside. A little scrape. Emig holding on. Oh my goodness, what a battle. We haven't had a race like this to the finish in some time. Dowd really has to make his move, don't you think? Because Emig is so good at using all the track.
Yes, he is, but this is too much track to try to use up. Look at that, Dowd just trying to stick a wheel, and that's pretty gutsy right there. If he would have caught the back tire of Emig right there, that would have been a high side. As long as he keeps the pressure on Emig right here, he's got a legitimate chance.
Oh, a last lap mistake. John Dowd, can he get it going before Albertyn comes by? Yes, he's still in second place.
Emig is won enough, he's composed enough to do what it takes to get to the finish line unchallenged.
Dowd and Albertyn getting by the privateer, Jimmy Neese, who's very familiar with this track, coming up from North Carolina. Oh, Albertyn has spun out.
That's where he passed Ryan Hughes a little earlier.
So Albertyn now drops out of the top three. Everett's and Larocco moving in front of him.
This is well deserved. He's not feeling 100% today physically, but he deserves this one. He fought all the way.
The checkers for his 8th moto victory of the year. You're absolutely right. He came into this race not feeling well at all, but Jeff Emig takes moto number 1. As the 30-second board is sideways and we're off. Emig with a good job. Look out, Moto X's Brian Swink, number 103, is also in the mix. There's Ezra Lusk, Chaparral's Jimmy Button. They're all ahead of Dowd, Hughes, and Everett's. Oh, Albertyn is down early. Off the track, and he had to get back on. Bad break for Albie in his battle against his former rival, Stefan Everett's. Look at that, Brian Swink is our leader. Number 103 cuts in front of Emig. Emig's got to be saying, hey, wait a minute, guy, this is not supposed to happen.
Probably forgot about the number change, thought it was one of the Europeans coming over with a 3-digit number. He just caught Emig sleeping right there in that mechanics corner. It's one of the trickiest off-camber corners as you enter that. It's like the ground just falls away from you. It's hard to stay on the side of the hill, and just got in there aggressive, took the line away. But here comes Emig.
Real easy move for Jeff Emig. The battle for second place is underway. Emig is our leader. Brian Swink, the surprise in second place. But here comes Ezra Lusk, number 11. To the inside, Swink trying to hold on. Ezra Lusk, can he make it to the corner first? Yes, he does. Swink backs off just a little bit. Comes over the berm. Stefan Everett's is right on his tail.
Well, he's still got pressure, Swink. It's not over yet. Lusk is around, but here comes Everett. And Everett's just behind him is John Dowd. Got an amazing first moto, and he's not through yet. Still early in the race.
Everett's number 215 getting around to the outside of Brian Swink. Brian Swink, number 103. Dowdy puts on the gas, trying to get around.
Whoa.
The Moto X rider.
That was squirrely. I don't know what he hit there, but he'll remember that for a few minutes. I like that line from Lusk. See how he's able to go all the way out to the right there and get a good look at that left corner. That's because he's going all the way around the outside of that uphill, staying way against the left side of the track. As he hits that jump, he can pitch the bike in the air a little bit and line himself up for that better line.
Oh, where did he come from? What an acceleration from Stefan Everett's, and Lusk woke him up. He retakes the battle.
Well, I was just talking about how good the lines were, and he just got smoked.
And the team Honda rider, you might say, borrowing a bike from the American team Honda. 215 Stefan Everts is right now his big competition for second.
He's doing some interesting things, too. He's got some lines that, which we just saw. He just made a quick pass. It didn't stick, but you see he's using completely different lines out there on the racetrack than Lust, trying to find a way around. Very sneaky, and because Lust doesn't race against Everts, he really doesn't know what to expect or how to retaliate.
European riders, when they come over here, always talk a lot about knowing their opponent's riding style. Stefan Everts moving into second place. John Dowd now putting pressure on Ezra Lusk.
That was pretty neat. He just snuck right around. Like I said, he's been finding different lines out there, and it worked again. You can hear those guys on the throttle, too. Wide open. Look at Dowd right up the inside. Just snuck in there. Didn't look like there was much room, but he made it. As Emig's lead starts to shrink, you see Keith McCarty there, Yamaha team manager, urging John Dowd on. Dowd just all over the racetrack, inside and outside, trying to find a way around.
Oh, Dowd putting the throttle on, and look at that! John Dowd has moved in front of Stefan Everts. And Emig is not that far, and Everts goes down. Well, he didn't go down, he put it down.
Yeah, it looked to me like he just was trying to get under the inside of Dowd there, and that's the same corner he went down in the first moto, same exact place. This time he got put down. Dowd didn't mean it, but they touched. Watch this. He tried to just get underneath the inside. Dowd actually made a little mistake and went through that corner slower than I think Everts anticipated, and that just got him all caught up in it.
So Everts, the get-off, and Dowd moves into second place. This sets the stage for another Emig-Dowd battle like we had in Moto number 1. Will Emig use up the track on John Dowd on this final lap? Where will Dowdy make his move? He cuts to the inside. Dowdy's got a wheel. No, Emig comes back. Emig got the tire to the ground quicker, and perfect shifting. What a race. It's the closest finish we've had all season long. Welcome back to Troy, Ohio. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs as we get set for the 250s after an exciting 125 ride in the first two motos. Board sideways, we're almost set for that first 250 moto. Who will get the whole shot now here at Kenworthy Farm? Damon Bradshaw, Jeremy McGrath, Jeff Emig, John Dowd with good starts, but it's Ezra Lusk, number 11, out in front, Team Yamaha.
Well, those guys went into that first corner aggressive. They got busy in there. Surprised nobody went down. Bradshaw comes out on top.
Before you could say it was Ezra Lusk's second whole shot of the year, Damon Bradshaw just took it right away on the straightaway.
Jeremy McGrath right up in there, too. Looks like he might be able to move into second. He's got the inside.
McGrath, number 2. He's really liked this outdoor track. Bradshaw, our leader. Jeremy McGrath, an aggressive second place. Lusk third. There's Emig in fourth. Bradshaw out in front, one of the 5 different winners we've had so far in the 1997 season. He won back at Mount Morris, also got a podium at Gatorback.
Look at Bradshaw working all the way from the left side of the racetrack over to the right, coming down the inside. He's very aggressive.
Here comes Jeremy. Cuts inside the corner. Jeremy McGrath is our leader. Emig takes to the outside on the corner. Whoa, did he leap that one? Jeff Emig in his battle with Ezra Lusk, bar to bar, but Ezra's got the inside track.
Boy, this is a long, hot day. Look at Emig right to the inside, just muscles his way to that inside line.
The coughing problems from last week have certainly improved considerably. He feels a lot stronger, and it's a good thing in this heat at Troy, Ohio. Ward number 6. Behind Greg Albertyn, number 8. Oh, look at Albertyn just put the throttle down on that straightaway. Cuts to the inside, and he moves in front of John Dowd. Dowd hoping to catch up a little in the points race with Jeff Emig, but Dowdy's going to have to pick it up.
He could be looking at the weather conditions and thinking, there's no way I can ride 100% for this whole race. I don't see how anybody can, and maybe his pace is just not quite up to par, and he needs to pick it up.
Jeremy McGrath in the lead, but look at how it's cut down, and Jeff Emig moving around Bradshaw. Can he hold it? Yes, he sticks it. So now we've got a potential showdown with Jeff Emig, the points leader, and Jeremy McGrath. Here's the battle for the lead. The crowd going crazy. A record crowd at Kenworthy Farm sees bar to bar with Emig and McGrath. Can Jeremy hold on to that lead? Yes, for the moment anyway.
Little brake check there. Jeremy, I don't think he tried to intentionally hit Emig. Emig was trying to get in there and square him off. Jeremy countered perfect. Stopped just in that berm, and there was no way Emig could make the pass.
Great racing for these fans who came out in this terrific heat and humidity to watch motocross. Jeremy McGrath, number 2. Jeff Emig, the defending champion of the 250s. And Emig making a big charge. Emig in front of Jeremy McGrath.
Boy, that was just flat out aggressive. Around the outside, wide open. That reminds me of the pass he put on Jeremy in the final round at Delmont. Jeremy made a quick pass on him early in the moto, and Emig, as Jeremy called it, kind of psychoed back by. That was a psycho back by right there, around the outside, full throttle.
He's looking for the win here today. And what a way to start. Cruising across the line as the checkers fly for Jeff Emig. He's already asking for the water jug. Coming across the line in second place, Jeremy McGrath with Craig Albertyn. Jeff Emig foregoing his all-black shift outfit for the more reasonable green-white with black sleeves. As we get set for moto number 2, the gate's down and we are underway. Larry Ward with a good start this time. He's on the outside cutting in. He'll get the whole shot money. Jeff Emig is right there though as well. Emig taking over the lead going into turn 2.
Boy, Ward had an interesting line coming to the corner. He swung way wide, just angled in, but he couldn't hold that inside line like Emig, and Emig controlled it.
Here's Ward and Emig. Ward hanging real close to Jeff, not letting him get away.
Well, he's got to make his move now. Stick a wheel in, get aggressive, and force Emig to have to ride defensive. Maybe take him out of his rhythm. Usually Emig's gone when he gets the whole shot. So Ward's doing the right thing here. It's just a question of how long he can do it.
Ward's trying for his second podium finish of the season. He had a second at Hangtown. Larry Ward, impressive performance. Honda of Troy. We mentioned that Honda of Troy is just down the street here in Troy, Ohio. Back to the action, Jeff Emig looking for his 4th sweep of the year, but can he hold off a rampaging Larry Ward? Number 6 comes to the inside.
Boy, Emig got all the way over that triple. And Larry Ward came right back. So Ward was a little slower in the beginning of that section, but then makes it up at the end. And, you know, Emig's got to be thinking, why? Why does Larry Ward have to have a great ride right now? He doesn't want to have to push that hard.
Ezra Lusk going down, having to restart.
That's the same section where Larocco went down. Same play. In fact, there goes Larocco.
There goes Larocco. Oh, no, Todd DeHoop. That does not look good. The medical people on the scene. Here comes Ryan Hughes making the pass. Jeremy McGrath has now moved back to 4th, or has he? Ryan Hughes in 3rd place. Jeremy McGrath now has got a problem. John Dowd, very strong at the end of a race, is right behind him. McGrath is slowly sinking back.
He put out a lot of energy in that first moto. It's starting to show now. Looked like Dowd had the pass made right there. Jeremy got him right back though. But it seems inevitable. The pace that Dowd has caught him, and it's going to get around him sooner or later. Probably sooner.
Touch a little rubber there in the corner. Here comes John Dowd. Dowdy to the outside. Can he make it? Jeremy McGrath holding on. Dowd cuts to the inside at the last second. Number 14, Team Yamaha.
Jeremy, if in fact he is that tired, he's hanging on pretty good, but Dowd got around on the inside.
The checkered flag for Jeff Emig. Welcome back to Millville, Minnesota as we get set for the 250 action. What started out 5 winners in 6 races this year has turned into an Emig Dowd show. 11 moto victories so far in the year for Jeff Emig. Let's see who can get the whole shot on moto number 1. It's a green bike. It's Ryan Hughes, number 9.
Just the opportunity, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Hughes! What a spectacular crash. And Jeff Emig has now established the lead. Dowd moves into 3rd. What exciting start to open our 250 action. It is Emig and Larocco.
Wow, look at the confidence from Emig.
And look at Albie. Greg Albertyn, number 8, right on the tail of Ezra Lusk. Jeff Emig still our leader as Ezra Lusk goes to the inside on McCormick. And Ezra moves up a notch. Oh, going down. Jeremy McGrath. McGrath crashing out of 8th position.
He's going to lose 6, maybe 7 positions before he gets going. They could take him half the race just to get back where he was. Downhills. That's most people's fear. Getting down the hill. Look at that pass.
Oh, Lusk. Got the angle. Kedrowski, though, can't get it back.
Jeff loves this crowd. Let him know he appreciates all that cheering.
He's got the time to do it as he simply walks almost across that finish line. Jeff Emig, our winner of Moto 1. Well, they've got that grassy area. Maybe they'll have more traction there. I don't know. We get Davey Coombs moving over to the gate area. Davey, what's the situation from your vantage point?
Thanks, you guys. I just want to let you know real quick. Look on the far inside of the starting gate. Greg Albertyn, number 8. Jeremy McGrath, number 2. The plan is to get off the starting gate, get on the grass, which is a lot more hard packed, not the loose stuff. See how start they get.
Skip Norfolk asking our cameraman to get off the sacred soil that they might use for this getaway. And look at that, tight roping down the green grass. Albertyn got the advantage over McGrath. Whoa, first turn crash. Anthony Pocaroba's out of the race. It looks like he's down and hurt. The charge through the sand whoops. Emig to the inside, McCormick to the outside, and that's the advantage now of John Dowd, number 14, who moves into second place. Oh, now we got a good matchup. Dowdy's not the one to give up, and Emig's got the lead. This is looking like a rerun of Unadilla, David.
Yeah, so he's putting the pressure on a lot sooner in the race, so if I was Emig, I'd be a little more worried this time.
Will he be a little less polite than he was at Unadilla? Larocco, the inside move on Ryan Hughes. Larocco moves into third. Here he comes again. Jeff Emig with the inside advantage, however. Cutting to the inside is John Dowd. He gets so close in the sandy section of the track, but it's on the uphill portion that Dowdy has his problems holding on to the advantage. Look at this. Dowd fishtails just a little bit on the berm. Back out front, just as close as ever right now. They touch. A little polite bump by John Dowd, number 14. Get the lapper out of the way. Here comes Emig up that hill again.
Did you see the panic by Emig, too, to get up that hill? He knew he had to get over that double jump or that was going to be it. He made it. Right here, gets tapped. A little harder by Dowd, and boy, he'd have been down. And then Dowd almost hit his back tire as he crossed lines to get up the hill.
Jeff Emig, number 1. Number 14, John Dowd, just like he did at Unadilla. So close here at the end. We're getting toward the checkered flag. Dowdy touches him a little bit. The throttle by Jeff Emig, just a little bit more responsive, getting out of that turn. Welcome back to Washougal, Washington, where we're getting set for the 250s after seeing a 125 champion crown. The big anticipation, though, here in Moto 1 of the 250s, can Jeff Emig equal what Carmichael did in the 125s, and that's win a crown? Albertyn a good start, Emig a good start, Dowd out in front, but getting the whole shot money is Anthony Pocaroba, number 92. A bad break for John Dowd. A great break, however, for Emig when you consider he could probably win a championship if Dowdy doesn't make a big push. Dowdy throws the towel in, Emig's a champion.
Well, Jason and his mother got to be very excited about this opportunity to lead a national here. Under these conditions, huge crowd, you can hear them.
Jeff Emig, though, pulling up close to the backside of Jason McCormick. Emig is really where he wants to be, too. He's going to figure McCormick out and make the safe, patient move.
Jason's riding good right now. It's not like he's holding Emig up at all. He's still maintaining a little bit of lead over him. The longer he stays out front, the more this crowd's going to be into it.
John Dowd in the mechanics area now. New clutch lever, it looks like. Jason McCormick coming out of the woods now, going into the whoops area. Whoa, Ezra Lusk is beating his teammate. Look at the broken handlebar. Ezra Lusk is meeting teammate John Dowd in the pits. And it appears like he's going to give him a donation of a clutch lever here before he takes off. Look at here, the challenge at Jeff Emig right now is number 6, Larry Ward of Honda of Troy. He cuts inside, but Emig has a good angle going into that corner. Look out, bar to bar, it's Ward and Emig. This is for second place, remember. McCormick is still our leader and hanging back right there in good position. Team Suzuki's Greg Albertyn. Look at that, one bike length. Jason McCormick in the lead, but for how long? On the inside, Jeff Emig, very easily our leader. Here's Larry Ward, the pass attempt now. Number 6 has the edge. Can he hold it? Whoa, it's close going over that jump. Larry Ward fighting hard to hold on to it. McCormick riding on edge as well, but it's Larry Ward in second place. Albertyn, though, trying to show him a wheel before the whoops. Albertyn to the inside, Ward to the outside, but Albertyn got a good sling on the inside. And Albertyn has moved into second place. That was a very fine move in tight quarters. And McGrath is now in fourth place. Whoa, little touch there by McCormick. Little love pat. Jeremy McGrath, though, taking advantage, has the long slingshot. And a nice pass by Jeremy McGrath. McGrath looking very smooth today.
He is looking good. Just unfortunate he's not up front with those guys.
You see number 14 popping in that picture? He's a lap down, though, Dave. Don't get excited. Ward, the 250 representative all season long for Honda of Troy. Here comes Ryan Hughes. Hughes, great speed. Pick your right rut, Ryan. And he does so.
That was just sheer strength and speed and determination right there by Hughes. Came out of that corner, just pegged it wide open, hit a bump he didn't even see. Bucked him over the bars. He still kept it pinned and made the pass. That's Ryan Hughes.
Classic Ryan. Great shot of that corner.
Yeah, and now you see John Dowd starting to mix it up in there. There's Lusk, too. He's jumped into that battle. I think Lusk's got to be 2 or 3 laps down.
Oh, our hats off, though, to the mechanics for Team Yamaha. Obviously, John Dowd, he's got everything in a working order, and Larry Ward spins out. This will be the 7th consecutive moto victory for Jeff Emig. You don't think he's on a championship rush right now?
He is, and you can see how confident he is, how relaxed now. On the starting line, cracking jokes with everybody. He doesn't ever look tense.
The big factor is, will John Dowd perform well to extend it for another week? Oh, great start for number 1. Jeff Emig, the whole shot. He's right where he wants to be. Jason McCormick, another outstanding start. In second place, number 52. Oh, the speed on the ski jump. And Albertyn. And, oh, they banging bars. Hughes, Albertyn. Albertyn comes out of it a little bit better. Oh, my goodness. What a fan-pleasing battle we've got going between Albertyn and Hughes.
Well, I can tell you, Hughes is irritated right now.
With Mike Larocco, number 5, and John Dowd, number 6. We mentioned earlier that Dowd would have to get all the way to 3rd to prevent Jeff Emig from winning the title here today. And Dowd moves up 1 more notch. Dowd, a very strong rider. Turned 32 this weekend.
That's just amazing.
But he only started his professional career, really, at 21.
Oh,
into the banners. Michael Craig picked up a banner. Ryan Hughes goes down, and Dowd picks up another spot. So it's Dowd, Larocco, Craig, and Hughes. Brian Barry, what do I write down on this board, he's saying to himself, I guess. As John Dowd has done a phenomenal job coming back from 18th and now battling for 3rd. Dowd, who's recently been known for his great battles, especially at Unadilla with Jeff Emig, has had a tremendous comeback here. Whoa, that might affect things. The banner and the wheel. Will he have a rear brake? He doesn't need a brake to do what he's doing right now, passing Larry Ward.
I don't think he even cares if he has a brake or not. He doesn't look like he wants to slow down much.
This would be number 31, David.
Oh, well, he earned it.
He sure did. Jeff Emig with the checkers. He gets the sweep and continues on toward the 250 championship. We're back in Binghamton, New York. Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs anticipating the crowning of a champion in the 250cc series. This is history in the making. We'll see who takes off and gets the whole shot. Emig's good at it, but look at there. It's the 4-stroke, number 20, Doug Henry gets the whole shot. Hughes in good position right now to take the lead. Hughes, our new leader.
There goes Bradshaw the same way Hughes did to the inside.
So now it's Hughes, Henry, and Bradshaw battling it out for second place. Larry Ward coming up in third or fourth. Emig really on the move right now. We mentioned earlier he needs only a 20th. Button just gets out of his way. Emig is also making a move up, as you see him on our screen. Dowd has taken the lead away from Ryan Hughes.
Great line. The same line Emig was using. He comes over that double jump up there at the top. Dowd picks it up.
That's right. He takes the checkered flag, coming all the way back from 15th at the start. And Jeff Emig coming across the line right now. Number one is number one once again.
All right, champ. Congratulations on another 250cc title.
Yeah, thanks. I was really happy. I was happy that I put in a real good ride at Moto. When I was behind, the whole little pack, I knew that it was John behind me, and I made a mistake in the back, and he got by. And so I was just chasing him the whole time, and I couldn't, I just could never get my rhythm, until we all kind of broke apart there. And I was, I was looking for the win. I was charging after him.
Look at that, Dowdy, number 14, right next to Emig. Boy, both get out of there really fast. John Dowd, Jeff Emig. Emig has the inside track. And Emig the whole shot. Whoa, here he comes. John Dowd on the uphill. Emig has the advantage. Dowdy looks to the inside. He's looking for every opportunity he possibly... Oh, Dowd! He doesn't go down, he gets off. The motor is still running. There you see it there. He only lost one spot. Lucky for John Dowd.
All he's thinking about is getting in the way of Dowd, because Dowd is clearly faster.
And of course, this is a wonderful psychological effect for Dowdy should he pass him and finish the season strong. Dowd just turning 32, makes the pass on Emig. Can Emig come back? Look at Dowdy to the outside. Oh, neither one of these riders have anything to lose right now.
What a great ride. Going down and getting back up, regaining his composure, just like Stanton said in the Honda tip.
Exactly. I was just going to bring that up. Dowd just did exactly what Jeff Stanton told all the riders out there and all the young people to do. The checkers. It is a sweep for John Dowd. His third win of the year, his sixth podium. Number 14 comes through in the race. Here's what goes into the record books for 1997, a 116-point advantage for Emig, the biggest margin since Mike Larocco's 150-point margin over John Dowd in 94. Davey.
All right, Jeff, what a way to wrap up the best year of your life. A 1-1 here at Steel City, last national of the year, another national championship.
Yeah, I'm just extremely happy, to go 1-1 again. I was kind of, I was wondering if I had too much competition here at the end of the year, like if I was slipping a little bit after last week, but man, it feels great, to go out 1-1, and I can't say enough about my mechanic, Jeremy Albrecht, and my team, Team Kawasaki, for helping me out.
Well, I tell you what, I know a lot of times you've come to Steel City, you've been in the thick of things. This is the first time you came here when there wasn't a championship on the line, because you already owned it, but you still gave it 100%.
Yeah, I sure did. It's the safest way to race when you're out front by yourself. When you get back in the back and you're battling with guys, that's when it gets a little bit dangerous. So it was real important to get the 1/900 pro race money there, that second moto, and it was close both times, but at least I got it one of the times again, and I'd like to thank them for that. And my dad and Lonnie and my trainer John Hall. Everybody. It's just, it's just awesome. I'm just so happy.